Honey, I don't know who you are or what you do or where you live, but you are the type of person that people love to throw shade at. And the reason that people throw shade at you so much is because you're always shining. You can't throw shade at the darkness. It's already dark. There's nothing to cover. There's nothing to cover up. They only throw shade at the light because they want to cover that light. They want to destroy that light. And whoever you are, it's not what's on you. It's what's in you. Y'all know I always say that, okay? And I want to make that clear because that particular line, and I don't know who came up with it. I don't know who was the original person who came up with that quote. But that particular quote, that particular line is very significant for the collective because I've been speaking on how we are moving into a time where only authenticity is going to be respected. We are watching a lot of people who have been idolized and celebrated for years and years and years have a fall from grace. And people are now collectively starting to realize it doesn't matter what these people have. It matters who they are on the inside. And as cliche as that sounds, this is just now happening because for a very long time, and I'll even go back to say hundreds of years, y'all, we have lived in a world that glorified and put people on a pedestal for what they had, tangible things. What type of car did they drive? How did they dress? Did they have riches? How could they benefit other people physically and financially? That is what the world valued. That is what people idolize. They idolize these people not because of who they are. Maybe they feel like these people are talented. For sure, they can definitely be talented, but for the most part, it's what's on these people that got them where they are, okay? But now collectively, we are watching all of these people have a fall from grace, and we're watching all these people. We're just seeing these people in the public eye for who they really are. You know, like even if it's not some major, big, catastrophic fall from grace, because it's not going to be like that for everybody. Sometimes it's just like naturally with the snap of a finger, the rose-colored glasses just kind of fall off the collective. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. And you see the person for exactly who they are and exactly who they've always been. It's just prior to that, something about the energy, like some type of spell or something put over the collective, did not allow most of us who were not already tapped in to see these people at their core and in an authentic way. And we are now going to be putting the people like you, viewer, or you chosen one, who you may or may not have these things. And maybe you do. It doesn't really matter. But people now recognize, hey, the viewer has a heart of gold. Hey, the viewer is really creative. Hey, the viewer is like a humanitarian. This person is really kind. This person is really like iconic, and the way they speak is so different, and the way they act and the way they talk is so different. It's people are looking past the physical vessel and looking into the soul of people now. Like it's like your soul is shining on the outside now. I hope that makes sense. But that's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like collectively this is happening to everybody. It's like who you are on the inside is coming out, honey. And it's no hiding it. And along with that, again, those rose-colored glasses are starting to fall off. So it's like you're having your moment. And you're still going to be around those low vibrational people. Sorry, y'all got dark. My TV cut off. You're still going to be around those low vibrational people who they don't recognize souls. They don't recognize spirits. They only still to this day recognize tangible things and physical things that make them feel more comfortable, okay? Because you got to understand, when I say collective, yeah, majority of us are going to wake up. Majority of us are going to be tapped into our true soul's purpose and be aligned with the Holy Spirit. But that does not mean that just completely removes duality. We're still going to have people here on this earth who are low vibrational and are vibrating at a low frequency because they were never made to rise to the occasion. They don't know how to adapt to the changing energy of this earth. So with that being said, yeah, you're still going to have people who throw shade at you. And I feel like you have people in your circle, or may have always had people in your circle who have constantly throw shade at you, but they throw shade again, honey, because you're the light. You're the light. They can't help but throw shade at something that's already shining because you're too bright. When they see you, it's like, oh my God, like I got to put my shades on right now. Like I'm going to put my shades on because this person is so bright and is shining directly at me. It's hard not to notice this person. And it causes a little bit of like cognitive dissonance in people because everything that they've ever been taught has been you have to have tangible things. You have to have finances. You have to have the cars, the clothes, the girls. That's what they've been taught. That's what they've been programmed to think by the media and the music for years and years and years. And then they see someone like you, baby, you could have came up in your rags. Like I'm thinking about like Jesus Christ. Like Jesus was regular. He had rags, like, and not to talk down on my bro Jesus, but if you know the story, you know, like he wasn't fancy, okay? But he still is a king, and that's the energy that you embody. I feel like you're truly aligned with the Holy Spirit because when you show up, your light beams, and it makes a lot of people uncomfortable because how dare you show up in all this light, but you have these rags on you? How dare you show up in my presence where I was always taught that you had to have all of these things to be special and important, and you show up special and important anyway, and you don't have the things that I have, or you don't look like I think that you're supposed to look. You don't look like a queen. You don't look like a king. You don't look like a goddess. So how dare you come around here and call yourself one? But the thing about it is, God did not need these people's permission to crown you. He didn't need anybody's permission to bless you. He didn't need anybody's permission to present you to the world. He had a divine plan. He was going to present you when he wanted to. He already knew they were going to be pulling them shades out because they weren't going to be able to handle your light. But at the end of the day, those people still serve their purpose because now that people are waking up to the realities of this world, we have more things to compare. Like we have something to compare to these people who are falling from grace. These people who are falling from grace, they were idolized. They were put on a pedestal. So it's like collectively, it's like, I don't know, some MK Ultra-ish, like people just subconsciously felt like, oh, this person is important because the media is telling me this person is important. This person is good because the media is telling me that this person is good. But in reality, we are now seeing this person was never good. Okay. And you know, who are we to judge? I'm just calling it like I see it. Some of these people are downright evil beings. Like, let's be for real. These people are evil. And that's why they're being snatched out their positions. This is all a part of God's divine plan. It's time now for these people to be snatched out their positions because God is about to be redeemed. Like, it's not even really about us. It's really about God. Like, we always say, like, give God the glory. This is about God redeeming his name because he sat back and watched as people spoke down against him and spoke down against his people and made up all this stuff. And now we are realizing, okay, we are now collectively realizing that this was all BS. And I understand, viewer, you already knew it was some BS. You were up on game before everybody else, but you're just one person. Okay. It's not just about you being up on game. God needed majority of us to be up on game. God needed majority of us to be hip to what this world really is. And that's why I talk a lot about how the chosen ones will suffer and will be hated on and we'll have a lot of opposition. And a lot of people feel like, especially people who are religious, because I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. We talk about suffering a lot. Okay, like I wrote a whole book about it, Transmute Empower. Like we talk about that a lot, and people from the outside looking in think that, oh, these people are brainwashed, they're sick in the head because they glorify suffering and they feel like they have to suffer in order to overcome. I don't feel like I have to suffer to overcome anything. I have suffered. I didn't ask to suffer. I'm not saying, God, okay, God, bring suffering to me now. I'm ready. Bring me the suffering, God. Thank you. I'm not asking to suffer. Nobody's asking to suffer. Nobody wants to suffer. I'm just intelligent enough to know that I can transmute my suffering into power. All of us have gone through some level of suffering. I don't feel like I have to suffer to evolve in this life. I don't feel like I have to suffer to get things. I just have. Like, I just have suffered. Like, even as a little girl, a lot of you were little girls and little boys. You suffered. You don't tell those children, you just want to suffer. You just want to go through stuff. You feel like you got to go through stuff to get things. And whatever people be saying that don't understand and aren't truly as tapped in as they think they are, we didn't ask to suffer. We just did. Like, this is the cards that we were dealt, baby. And we just decided, you know, I'm going to do something with it. You know, I'm not going to sit and throw the pity party. I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody to come save me. I'm going to get up and save myself, okay? Because God gave me the power to do that, all right? The Holy Spirit gave me the power and the tools that I need to save myself and transmute that energy, because we need energy to work with, okay? That's not witchcraft. That's something that the Holy Spirit has the power to do. And because God made us in his image, of course he was going to give that power to us as well, but not to everybody. So if you are blessed with the ability to transmute, if you are blessed with the ability to do alchemy, because that's not something everybody can do, okay? If you are truly, truly, truly blessed with the ability to do alchemy, I know that word is going around a lot and people feel like whatever, blah, 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 blah. If you are really, truly blessed with the ability to do alchemy, you have suffered a lot, because you need energy to work with. You need that lead if you want to turn it into gold, period, okay? So with that being said, they're going to throw shade at you because you're always shining. Honey, I'm going to need you to keep doing it anyway. God is putting you in position at the exact moment that he is snatching others out of that place. Just make sure that you are ready.